Right, and I think you're absolutely right that one statistic to add to your 3% celiac disease is somewhere around 10 to 15% is gluten sensitive versus gluten intolerant.
Absolutely. I think that's very important because I myself have found that when I avoid gluten products, that I feel better. It's just it doesn't mean that anything bad is going to happen to me if we have a nice, loaf of French baguette and cheese and all the things that I love so much. But I have noticed when I, avoid those items or not be eating a lot of gluten, that I feel better, less inflamed, easier digestion, and so forth. And I think your point is an important one, which is, when you see the growth of gluten-free products in distribution and the supermarket and everywhere else, a lot of that reflects people's just general experience or sense that, if they avoid gluten, they feel better.
Now, the reason I keep driving back, and it's a slow process doing this, but I want to get this dance where we get Mario with one potential market, India coming through Vivek, and not necessarily have one product that fits it all, but there would be this category called the smart snack, or the academic bar, or the the test bar, or you can't say the SAT bar, but it's like this brain bar or brain snack. I don't know if somebody's already got that. I haven't done the searching, but if someone's done it, well, you just do it another way, the cerebral bar or whatever.
Oh, no, absolutely. And in fact, if somebody else has done it, so much the better, because then they're building a marketplace for the product. Then your challenge is just being better or smarter or a better package or a better marketer or a better distributor, whatever. So, competition is not necessarily a negative in this regard. But think about ingredients in smart water, which claims, to enhance your, by extension, enhance your thinking because you're better hydrated and so forth. But what I can tell you with the nut butter in general and protein, peanut protein in particular, is that because it is more easily absorbed into the body, unlike taking like sugar or candy or something before an exam, or energy, and to give you that kind of burst of energy that you get from a sugar. Protein and peanut powder is slower to be absorbed in the system, but equally long-lasting and doesn't let you down. You don't suddenly have that crash with people who have sugary drinks or sugary candy or whatever. Experience this where the blood sugar levels spikes and then collapses. So, the ability to put together a product that has, a slow absorption protein, some fruit, which has natural kind of glucose, which is good in the sense that it's sweet and sugar and energy, but isn't rapidly absorbed into the blood, and also has longer lasting benefit. And then you have some various levels of recognition for the acknowledgement of things like ginseng, for thinking, for kind of brain food.
Right. Exactly.
Another one that people claim with some, something to back it up, these claims, but they don't seem to ever be scientifically evaluated. They say this helps for clarity of thinking.
This is perfect. So right, and so when you'll hear some noises in the background as my sister gets into the car. But I'll just finish this off so that we can, I have to now go back to the hospital. But the main thing is, I'd like to figure out some sort of candy or bar or smart bar or whatever it is, so that it will be. You guys can come in. Okay. Yeah, just finishing off this phone call. I'd like to get a range of products that would fit the nut intolerant person, that would definitely be associated with, that's Steve uses the brain bar, because I'm trying to come up with this system of, it's not just the process, but you also, the test taking process, but it's what you put in your body kind of thing. And then sort of brand it with the test taking thing, where it's the student is the leader, and it has my websites on it where, transformteaching.com. It's the Transform Teaching bar, that you can't.
Well, Steve, I mean, as an educator, you know better than anyone else. It's pretty well documented that kids that aren't, well fed, or at least don't have good nutrition, cannot study and learn.
You've got an instant large audience. I've got Nick and my
it underlies everything from free milk at school to free lunch programs and everything else. Because the kids need to have good nutrition and have their bodies functioning correctly in order to perform well academically. And it all goes back to Michelle Obama and other people that have said it's not good for our kids to be snacking on candy and sugary drinks and salty snacks and so forth during the school day. One, because it's not good for their health and their overall, weight and obesity issues, but also because they don't function academically, mentally as well.
And I don't care how good the snack is, if they're then going back into a classroom where it's passive learning versus the engaged transformed teaching method. The benefits are lost. The nutritional benefits are not as significant. Your voice is being carried to Nick Ball, his wife, who's also my niece, Jessica, and my sister Wendy, who went to Eglon for 1 year. And this is a guy who is an entrepreneur, and he imports oil. Well, used to, because the price is kind of big now. But he brought oil from Italy. So if you ever wanted to have like a private label bottle of oil, he probably could organize it.
Also, Steve, another oil, and I don't know if we talked about this, but I was the first importer of rice bran oil.
Rice bran oil.
To the U.S. market. And now we're actually producing rice bran oil in California, limited quantities. But oil has such a bad reputation in terms of being a fat, but actually as part of our nutritional profile, we all need a certain amount of oil and fat in the diet. And so that's where the challenge is to get the best, healthiest type of fat that you can. And obviously olive oil is well recognized now for its nutritional benefits, but rice bran is another
okay.
big one.
So what I want to do is get you and Vivek talking about a range of products, some that would be for celiac, some that would be for gluten intolerant, some that would be for peanut intolerant. So there would have to be this kind of range, so it would be clearly marked. This is a peanut brain bar, and the other one is a non-gluten almond grain bar or something like that, brain bar, right? So, but it would all have this transformed teaching kind of theme on it. So I'm just sort of bouncing this along as
well, that's great. Food for thought. So I think you forwarded me Vivek's contact information. I have to check, just make sure that I have it. But if you're in contact with him, by all means, if you've not already done so, pass along my got my email and my cell phone information, and I'd be happy to talk to him.
Great. Yeah, and I'm going to be, it would be fun to put together a conference call tomorrow, possibly. So, do you know your approximate availability?
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be probably better in the morning than in the afternoon. But I can't be more specific than that. I know there's, I think, an art opening or something in the afternoon, and we probably need to leave around 11:30 or 1 o'clock for that. And then the rest of the day is probably going to be